Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Last time, wow, did we do a lot of investigation, especially what we found out is not everybody within the circus likes the magician. Yeah, I'm talking about the ventriloquist, all the clowns that were there. Uh, But yeah, nobody likes Max at all. Uh, and then we also get a little twist about Max is that he has a southern accent, which means the whole persona thing, the whole Max Galactica. That's basically his stage persona. When in actuality, he is from the country, hence why sometimes his southern accent comes out completely out of nowhere. But we're here to prove his innocence. So, without further ado, let's get started with the first trial for Max Galactica. So, without further ado, let's get started. We're now in the lobby. And oh wow, it's almost near New Year's Day. Alright, here we go. Hmm. Good morning, Max. Oh my goodness, the volume is loud on my end. Yeah, plugging in the my headset, I thought that one of the the sides of the earphones uh stopped working. Well, thankfully, it still works. Good. Anyways, good morning, Max. Hmm. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Well, don't worry. There won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. Well, she is right, you know. You don't basically have to say anything. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Not to mention, the courtroom isn't as spacious as you think it is. Well, isn't as spacious as he might think it is. Don't all right, let me see. Excuse me, what? So don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says, and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie, what is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into to the courtroom? Hmm? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? Really, no one needs to fly today. Nick? Well, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Daydreaming. Yeah, it's, this little piece of dialogue reminds me a lot of Scrubs, where JD whenever certain topics they talk about, he would just daydream being complete, like he would fantasize about something weirdly. Anyways, let's get started with the trial. water bottle at the ready. That's one thing I forgot to mention. I gotta have a bottle of water on standby. Here we go. And now the case of one... What? What the... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often goes by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the other defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix, right? Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. You saw it with your own eyes. Seriously, you saw it with your own eyes. How can you see something that's a sham in this game, that is? How can you not see it with your own eyes? Miss Von Karma, I dub you dumbest character in the game in terms of what events occurred in the previous case. I'll leave it at that. She is a child, by the way. How old is she anyways? Let's see. She is 18, yeah. Doesn't matter if you're a legal adult, you're still a child. Teen, by the way, because you act like one. You expect perfection, you ain't getting it. It did not count, do you hear me? Oh, it did count, whether you like it or not. She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not of the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. There's a first for everything, Von Karma. There's a first for everything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. Prosecution is finished. Let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Gumshoe, get up there. Now! I don't care if she's in a bad mood. You're gonna lose either way. Spoiler warning. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Why does he keep calling her sir? Oh, never mind. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. All right, first topic, details of the events. Here we go. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. The victim was found bent over. Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, this might sound a bit immature, but I just can't keep a straight face even if I'm not on camera. Anyways, the victim was found bent over a wooden... Wait, okay, the victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Okay, there we go. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Okay. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, we got our next piece of evidence, Russell's autopsy report. Before we continue on, let's have a look-see at it. Alright, so, the time of death was 10:15 p.m. Cause of death, blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Now, Detective Gumshoe says that he was, like someone, like they beat him. Well, we'll get back to the testimony in a bit. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, so we're gonna start pressing. Alright, which is right here, making it extremely cold out. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. Eh? What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the other members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Okay, let me skip all the way towards the 5th statement, because that's, yeah, you really have to pay attention to some of the, each statement in the testimony to know, like, something's odd or something doesn't feel right. Alright, so this is the 2nd statement, the 3rd statement, 4th statement. Alright, 5th statement. Let's take a look. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to keep a straight face here. Anyways, let's see. A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked. Locked, you say? Alright, we got our next piece of evidence. A wooden box. Let's see. Yeah, might as well ask about that box. This wooden box, you figure I figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Oh wow, really? Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figured they just did it to make the box. Ouch! I think we could all do it without your guesses, detective. Stick to what a little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, detective. Let me go back to that little detail here. To that little statement there and press, because there's another option I want to pick. The contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Oh, believe me, it does. Alright, so let's press on this final statement here. But ouch, man. Snapped of the cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Yeah, that's a place you don't want to fall at all. Anyways, according to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? Yeah, I spoke, like, in the wrong way. The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. Excuse me. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we've wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Eh? I'm not even off the other stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. He ain't joking. He can be very sensitive. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilla will show up on the stand as well. Well, he has no choice. He has to bring the puppet with him, because without it, if you recall the first investigation, he was completely nervous. I mean, totally nervous. And when he finally found Trillo, well, that nervousness kind of completely went away. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Ventriloquist, and I am employed as an opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with the song. Me. I'm not gonna bother singing, I'm just gonna read it. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics, they leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Looks aren't everything. Gotta remember that. Looks aren't everything. Celebrities must really enjoy seeing everything that flashes into their minds. She ain't wrong about that. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about the... Ouch! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. Alright, here we go. What you witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean, clown. Once we got into the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You don't say. Something about the fourth statement just doesn't seem like it needs to be pressed. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown? That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. A silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating that obvious. Mr. Phoenix, Wright? What do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Alright, here we go. Like I said, something was not right about the fourth statement. So here's the first statement, second statement, third statement, fourth statement. Here we go. Let's press. You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right. That makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Ben only saw Max, you say. Well, that's a bit strange. Don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Yeah, you forgot about the ringmaster. Because remember, he said that he saw Max and only Max. But remember, a crime was committed. So, well, a murder was committed. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the scene, was at the entrance to the plaza, He should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, let's move along with the testimony. Alright, so... Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Alright, I think there was something I forgot to do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m. I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m. So you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright? Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Yeah, because remember who Trillo is in love with. Well, if he wasn't waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal animal tamer, Regina. What? You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Because remember, truth be told, Trillo had a ring and wanted to propose to her. Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Alright. There is obviously a reason why a witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would walk right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Ah! That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max. But, ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain! Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. And nothing but the truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? The matter of puppet marriage is not under a review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your blumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Alright, here we go. About the proposal. Don't be so surprised that I wasn't going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I always had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Something strikes me on not only the second statement, but also the fifth one. You were going to propose? You, a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't propose to her too. Exactly. His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your examination. Wow. Did you hear that? He sighed. His sigh seemed a little wistful. Alright, so as I said, the second statement and the fifth statement kind of strike me odd. So, let's go there. Alright, so let's press on the second statement. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that I could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisco's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing and we'll probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. Let's push on anyways. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever... Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black robe. Alright, I planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina. What ring, does he even have the ring? Let's present that ring anyways. Okay, wrong one. My bad. I have no choice but to take the penalty. Ow. I don't think that won any points with the judge. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina. Let's press this time. An engagement ring? It actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass, even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. I kept it in my pocket for the chance to give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Yeah, about that. Do you? Oops. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to do double teaming now. Do you recognize this ring? That's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? He exploded. What is going on here? That's Ben. Say something. Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money like a bank vault? Huh, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money is really a monkey in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo? When was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Oop. Ah, yow! Oh! Ben! What's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted anything. Not I. Mr. Ventriloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? Excuse me. You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring. Sorry. You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with them, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben's testimony is flawed. There is a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony. Remember that little line, what you see here for future games. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defendant's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't like to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Ha! I've told you so many times. You think you'd know my story's not changing? You've already changed your story, stick boy. And I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Alright, here we go. I'll give you that. I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I've been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Ridiculous symbols, you say? Anyways. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Believe me, we're not even done yet with this first trial. We still got a long way to go. I'll give you that. Oh, sorry. What was I? Sorry about that. Okay. Something was wrong on the fourth statement. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Yeah, let's take a look. The broken bottle? Yeah, when I first played this game, like, how did the fourth statement and the broken bottle actually went together? Like, how did a statement like that go together with a broken bottle? Just something wasn't right, you know. But then after continuing on, well, Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. Yeah, I forgot that they had a little argument. Well, not Ben, but Trillo. That's what that part on my first playthrough ever completely slipped my mind on that. It may feel like a little contradiction, but yeah, that totally slipped my mind. I forgot that these two had a little argument, and Max grabbed the bottle. He didn't hit Trillo, but he hit Ben with it. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Basically what that means, they couldn't have made up on that same day. Moreover, just consider the personality moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Let's see. Oh! He saw a different person. Yeah, let's go with that. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? the correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not a Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that night. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? You... Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then? Let's go to the profiles. Who else? Mr. Russell Brand. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim. Was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you graded him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Explosion. He blew himself up again. Order! Order! How do you respond to this? Well, wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now. Ow. Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. Well, truth be told, the ringmaster does wear a silk hat. Cloak? More or less. Roses? Let me see. Oops. Never mind. A silk hat and a cloak, anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else, dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally want a point in this one. This is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort. But, but, who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide beyond a shadow of a doubt in answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Oh wow! But as I said, we're far from done in this first trial. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back, and we're gonna continue this second part of the first trial. So, cut. Okay, I'm back after a little break. All right, let's continue on with this trial here. So we're back at the lobby. Here we go. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Took the costume off. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking for Max. Oh, sorry. It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous. That's a fabulous possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. Magician or a president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Alright, so we're back at the good old courtroom. Let's take a look as we cross-examine the next witness. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness, a pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? And you know who that is? It's Mo. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In West Clown... What the... I know it was just for a split second, but... Yeah, even when I played this game for the first time, I didn't know, because remember, some dialogue can just interrupt, but for a split second For a split second, I saw what I know I saw. The whole dialogue was basically in Cloudelphia. Basically, he was trying to rap as quick as he can. The first part of the theme song to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. If y'all don't believe me, I'll put up I will snapshot that picture and basically put it up there on screen. I will put it up on screen if y'all don't believe me. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why is he speaking autobiographical gibberish? I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited in this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Yeah. Yeah, that is funny. The sound of silence and no one laughing at his joke. Okay, how about this one? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How's that one? But a couple of clowns that were... Yeah, you saw that. I will, like I said, I will put up on screen those lines, but keep in mind their clown theme, despite the lyrics being from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Lawrence Curls, a professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You were a witness of the scene at around 10:15 of the day of the murder, correct? Yes it is. Very well. Mr. Curls, will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafari... Oh, come on. Without humor, please. Okay. Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. Alright, here we go. What you witness. Here we go. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and a polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless, but I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes for today, but this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? That's not really a testimony. Anyways, aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick with the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you. I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Now that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Oh, of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Alright, here we go. The real testimony this time. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Something wasn't right with not only the third statement and the last statement, which is the sixth one. Yeah, in on my mind, I was kind of counting how many statements were there. All right, here we go. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter? Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my sincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in a pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Yeah, basically what they're saying is, evidence or pressing. If you press the wrong statement or present. So yeah, for this cross-examination, if you press on the wrong statement, you get penalized. Yeah. You get penalized, or like I said, just for Mo here. If you press on the wrong statement, you get penalized. So things have gone from bad to worse for Phoenix. But anyways, let's go to towards the third statement here. Thankfully, I was counting. All right, here we go. You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say, I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Well, yeah, we have to know exactly what he saw. Exactly why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. Sorry. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo would revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please. Sorry. Please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. Yeah, let's press that. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. So, how do you know? I'm just gonna forget that line. I guess that the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly, someone getting hit, huh? But then you went to look out the window, and you saw. That's when I saw the two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Really now, let's see. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Really now, let's see. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I am 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. You say you saw the ringmaster get clunked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non-sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? No. You did say you saw the entire thing, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Right. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Wasn't that a bit melodramatic? So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Well, of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he said he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-team to anger this court? No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick! These types of witnesses seem to have a selective memory. Just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. Prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma? Tampering with the witnesses again? So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clock the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls! Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. Whew. Here we go. The silhouette. I was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. The third statement kind of feels something isn't right. It does seem as if the defendant was at the crime scene, or at the scene of the crime. You took your time realizing that, didn't you? Whatever. That should be enough, right? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to keep believing that. All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. Yeah, something doesn't feel right with the third statement here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. Yeah, about that. Black cloak. Black cloak. Let's take a look at the poster here. Yeah. Where do you see a black cloak? I sure don't see it. Let's present it to him. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? Never mind. Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order! Order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, didn't you? To be honest, there wasn't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was so dark, it's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. Whenever there's a nugget of truth, it always seems to peek out at me. Then, run away. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trello's testimony? There's no way I could mistake wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this? Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but there should still be doubt lingering in your mind. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain what this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Alright, here we go. The final, well, I wouldn't call it the final, testimony, part 2. Here we go. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially of the silk hat. There is no way I could forget seeing other decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you got this. You got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there is a contradiction with Mr. Crow's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. Got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Alright, here we go. Let's see. No doubt in my mind. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Let's see. I missed my count. Sorry about I keep forgetting to count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Time of the scene. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Wait a minute. Let me take a look at the hat. Let me see. The entire scene, you say. Made to order of fedora that is symbol that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness, found at the crime scene. He said he was wearing it the entire time on the scene. He was wearing his 3 symbols the entire time of the whole crime took place. I'm a little confused. I'm just gonna go on a hunch here. Oh, I was right. This wouldn't have to be. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma? Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... The silk hat fell off the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me, no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Well, I didn't read the whole thing, but oh well. Enough of these childish outbursts. Who do you think you are? Well, he smelled the clown. I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling you the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you? Little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene? Let's take a look at that crime photo. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. The footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I moved to strike all of this witness testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as riggedy as the clown car he came into court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give the real deal this time. I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you've provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene, especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you? Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly had the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw. Huh, you're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Alright. The last testimony this time. The truth. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw. And here comes the big shocker. The truth is, this is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. Yeah, and notice one thing. As Phoenix said, there were no footprints at all. So something. So the cape was on. Same with the hat, but the hat fell down as Max supposedly went up into the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why do you believe me? Oh, sorry, why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this with this testimony, Mr. Wright? Well, in actuality, he is telling the truth. Since I don't think the judge nor Von Karma went to see the actual circus show. So he's telling the truth. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have to. He would have made it up, which means that he is telling the truth. That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes! You're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a fool's foolish dream. As I said, get used to for friend Siska saying "fool" in any way in this entire series. Don't be ridiculous. Magic doesn't exist. I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. Yeah. I believe that's enough for today. Court is now in recess. Meaning that's the end of the first part of the trial. So we got more investigation to deal with. Alright, so we're back at the lobby. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to... sorry. That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortlessly for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry you had to break a magician's creed to keep the magic trick secret. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. Alright, so finally that's the end of the first trial, but we still got another investigation to deal with. But that's a part for next time. So, until then everyone, take care and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.